Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another day out here working with this sewer line. I've been out here for a couple hours already. I had to do a little work down by cabin 1. I did quite a bit of hand work, just kind of smoothing out the trench. Everything looks great. It's really nice and smooth and flat for the length of the run. I'm really happy with the trencher that I rented and stuff like that. It saved me countless hours trying to get that done. So that's what I've been kind of working on this morning. I broke out my laser level out here just to make sure, because it is a little bit of an optical illusion as I'm looking down in the trench. It looks level, as I look down at times, and it's definitely an optical illusion because I dropped just in this first little section here coming out from cabin 3. I've got a 10 inch drop, something like that. So certainly more than I would like, but not more than what I think is going to be, okay with it. So other than that, what's going on this morning? I have a little work table set up. I need to put together my cleanouts. It's double Y, or back to back, so there's it looks like a U when it gets put into place. It just allows access to clean out, not only going towards the cabin, but also away from the cabin and down the line. So depending on, there's gonna be 2 outside, or I should say 1 set outside of each cabin, so there'll be 6 total right now. So I need to assemble those on the table. I have to cut some couplers, just some small sections of pipe in order to put all this together. So once I get them together here, you'll see kind of what I'm talking about if you're not aware of that process. So yeah, other than that, we're gonna glue some joints today. Let's get to it. All right, gang, here's my little work table. I was just kind of talking to you about how things are. I got a little assembly line going on here. So these sections here, these are going to be the coupler pieces that are going to connect the 4 pieces that I need to go together to make these. So I've got it's a double Y. So I have a Y, and then a 45. A 45 is going to come off each end of the Y, and they're going to come straight up towards the ground. So as you're looking at this will be turned around. So as you're looking at this is how it's going to be. This will set up straight here. And so this part here is the main sewer line. So I'll use a coupler to connect these 2 pieces, and then the 45s that'll come out of the top like this as well. So now that'll go straight up towards the surface, and that's how I will access, if I have to snake the drain or anything like that. And then use these caps. Those caps will go on top of, some extension pipe that'll come up, and this will be the closest thing to the ground, these caps here. So I've got a setup, like I said, I've got the 3 cabins, so each one basically needs 2 of each. So we're gonna sit here and put these together. Certainly take more time. The connector piece that's connecting these 2, because it is the main sewer line, I definitely want to sand out, get any burrs, anything like that, anything that'll catch any material going through it. I want to kind of knock that down a little bit. So let's get to work. Well, this is kind of the end assembly of it here. So I'll have the piping will extend up out of this hub up to wherever the grade is at that point. So some may be relatively close. Some, especially down here at cabin 3, I may have a you know, a couple feet to go up. And again, this is the primary, that's the sewer line there. So yeah, that's that. So I got to put 2 more of these together just like this. All right, got 3 of these put together for cabins 1, 2, and 3. No problems there, pretty quick fit. So I'm going to move on now. One of the first things I really have to do to get this this bluish sewer pipe to work with the stuff that's coming out of the cabins, I have to have a coupler that is going to reduce the size, the diameter, because there's a difference between a Schedule 40 and this SDR35. So down here, so this Y right here is Schedule 40, just PVC. So I've got to have a 3-inch pipe coming out of there, and then a expander coupler that's going to expand it out to the 4 inches. So I'll kind of show you, you know, once that's in there again, you'll see what I'm talking about. Well, things are starting to move forward here. Let me get you down here underneath cabin 3 here, and we'll take a look. So what I was talking about earlier, the little transition. So I have to go from 3-inch PVC and then expand it out to this 4-inch SDR35 here. So this is a little expansion joint there that you know, just allows to make that happen. So first tube, drop down to that sweep 90 down there, and then I have an 8-foot section of pipe here behind me. Might get tough because of the glare, but so it kind of ends, I don't know if we'll be able to see that, ends right there. So now I'm going to attach one of those clean outs. I got to put a clean out on there, and then it'll be another short piece, and then to a 45, and then for the main line down the hill. So let's get it. So putting this clean out in here, this area here is definitely kind of the hardest part of it, simply because it's down, it's 3 feet down in a hole here. So everything that goes in the hole is primed and ready to go. So I just have to throw some glue on it and kind of slip things together. So I do my best to keep things from little debris pieces from falling on and everything like that. So now I've got this little extension here. This is not the piece that's going to be on here when it's finally completed. It's going to be something similar to this. I just use this as a guide. So when I slide this pipe onto what's already assembled, I can ensure that these pieces are vertical. Because if they are off, it's absolutely going to matter when I try to put those pieces in. So now I gotta glue. I'm gonna throw some glue around the pipe that's in the hole, and then glue up here, and then slip things together. So this is actually pretty close to the level or the height of where this is going to be at. Like I said, I'm probably going to keep these below the surface a little bit, but all that decision can be made in the future there. So that glued up really nice. I'm going to have now another section here. Got to get a fairly decent measurement from the input of that clean out down to where the 45 is going to head down the hill. All right, guys, just managed to get in the first 45 here at this first junction. Really lined up well with everything going back to the front. As I was putting this pipe in, laying it in the hole, I can definitely tell, you might be able to see, I'm actually contacting the side of the wall here, and then kind of down there on the other end as well. So it would have been nice, certainly, to have a wider trench. but it's just one of those things that, you know, I was aware that they had to change some of the teeth in it, so I knew it wasn't going to give me a full 6-inch wide trench the whole way down. So I kept it as straight as I could, and but it's in the hole. There's nothing, you know, there's nothing stopping from continuing down the line here. So fairly easy from here on. Probably three or so full length tubes. They'll go in without a problem, and then I'll have to start doing some more cutting once I get down there behind cabin 2. So let's get it. All right, gang, coming down later in the afternoon now. Things have been going a little bit of a collapse right there. That it's not hide nothing, but yeah, really kind of happy with how things are looking right now. This is behind cabin 2. I'm about to start working on hooking up this section of it here, and then everything down to this 45 worked out great. And then now we've got a straight shot just about to the septic tank over there. Of course, I'll have to connect cabin 1 to it, but we'll do that once we kind of hook up here with cabin 2. So let me set you up and we'll get through it. Well, this brings an end here to the back of cabin 2. Looks fantastic. Everything lined up really nicely. My cleanouts here, they're actually sitting right now above grade. So I'm probably going to add some fill back here just to kind of cover them over a little bit. But that's basically the gist here. So I'm going to move on now. I got a little bit of kind of some lining up to do here with cabin 1, but we should get this knocked out relatively quickly and then be moving on over to the septic tank tonight. So we'll see. I don't have a baffle right now, so I'll get as far as I can. I just won't make that last connection into the tank. So I'll pick you guys up here when I wrap it up. See you then. Well, good morning, everybody. It's now the next day, and I wanted to catch you up kind of where we left things last night. Rebecca was actually down here helping me kind of put some of these longer sections together where I had to push on the end of the pipe to get it to slide into the bell end and stuff. So let me spin you around here and we'll take a look. So you guys saw me connect up cabin 2 here. Again, there were no issues with that. I think I finished that on the last clip you guys may have just seen. So the run comes down to this 45 here and then continues on down into under cabin 1 now, where cabin 1 is connected. I've got that connected up to that Y that's there, and now the last thing I need to do is just run it from here, this connection, out to the septic tank itself. That's kind of how that looks. Everything, you know, went together just fine, no issues, and really only the last just maybe 20 feet. That'd probably take just 2 sections of pipe to get that connected, and yeah, I've got plenty. So really the connection to the septic tank has got to be done. I don't have a baffle yet that goes inside the tank to connect it. One I ordered is on back order. I guess it's going to come in January, so I don't know what's going on with that. I guess I'll probably get on there and order a different run from the same site just to kind of put an end cap on this part of the project. So I have to get it down to the septic tank. Really going to be pretty easy, just 2 sections of pipe probably. Then I have to I want to cap off my clean outs. I have the caps and the adapters for the clean out plugs, so I'd like to get that done, and then actually we'll start to put some dirt over top of this pipe here and kind of getting it set pretty well, so there's no movement or anything like that, anything I have to worry about in the future as far as, you know, wearing through the pipe or anything like that, and whatever. So it is the morning time right now. I think it's just after 8 o'clock or so. It's pretty close to freezing right now. I'm waiting for it to heat up a little bit, to warm up, because as I was talking yesterday, one of the things I want to do first thing this morning was pour concrete up for the pump house. So that's really going to be the first big project. I'm probably going to, as things are starting to warm up and stuff here, because the glue, they want the glue around 40 degrees or so. So I'm probably going to work on the water line. I've got to do quite a bit of clearing, and it is a pretty good run from up by the house up there down to the cabins here. So I want to clear it out, get some of the dirt out, level it off, just kind of make it nice, so when I put the pipe in, there's really no hiccups. There are some sharp turns I want to round off a little bit. Again, not really too difficult, but certainly just one of those things that as I have some time here waiting for it to warm up, I can kind of knock that stuff out. So yeah, so it's Sunday, we're getting to it. All right, guys, here we go. All right, gang, we're down about 12 o'clock now, and I just welded my final joint down here at the end towards the septic tank. So let's get down here and kind of take a look again down here by cabin 1. So there's the openings for my septic tank. That's the last 45 that goes directly into the tank. Now there's nothing in the tank, so I'm not showing you anything gross, but there's the outlet. I just got to wait for my baffle to get here. I'll put a baffle on that, and that'll be the last thing I'll have to do. So got my clean out installed just fine, and of course that runs right up to the outflow there from cabin 1. So all in all, that was actually a lot of fun to kind of do all this here with the septic. And doing things like this, I always find it really kind of clues you in on what goes on around your house and things like that. So you can kind of figure out if something's going wrong in your house, or somebody says, well, it might be your sewer line. You now know what the sewer line is and all that type of stuff. Anyway, but this was certainly challenging. I hemmed and hawed quite a bit, but once it's in here, it's done, and we'll start to backfill. We've got some rain coming in, so I might let the rain do some of the work of filling in underneath the pipe. So we'll see, but like I said, it's about noon right now. I need to get started on my concrete pour up there for the pump house. Now, I'm out here now in a t-shirt. It's very comfortable out, so it's definitely time to kind of get moving on that. So immediately from the pour, we're going to start putting the trench in for the wire that's going to go to the pump house. So let's get to it. All right, gang, here we go. Just a quick setup. Got my mixer, really small kind of working area here, so I'm not really anticipating this taking too long. Screed board, concrete vibrator, all my rebars already tied together. Access to water directly from the house, so like I said, this should be kind of quick. I'm certainly not going to use all of this concrete, but I certainly don't want to be short, so let's get to it. All right, gang, like I thought, that went really pretty quickly and rather well. So really no issues, just got a little bit of cleanup to do. That took 10.5 bags of concrete. I think I eyeballed that pretty well as far as the fill and kind of the excess that kind of went over the side when I was screeding it. So we'll let this set up for a little bit and just handle it like every other concrete job. Just kind of finish it off a little bit. Not really going to do too much with this, making it real fancy. Remember, this is just our pump house. So, all right, guys, let me get cleaned up here and we're on to the next project. All right, gang, on to the last project of the day. It still has a little bit to do with, you know, the concrete pad we just poured there. So the area's all cleaned up now. Time to put the trencher back to work. So the idea is that I snap the line across here. Idea is we're gonna put about a 2-foot trench along the driveway here. Come over here to the shed. There's actually a sub panel inside this shed. The guy we bought the house from, he was a blacksmith kind of as a hobby, so he had this thing wired up, welders and stuff like that, so quite a bit of power coming into it. But my intention is to try and dig down and see how they kind of use this LB. I don't know if they use conduit the whole way or if they just kind of buried it here at the edge of the cabin. So I'll try and, you know, dig that up, kind of get an idea, but I might be able to use that LB there to run power out of the shed there over here to the pump house. So we're gonna fire up the trencher and get to work. Here we go. All right, gang, well, we're just about gonna wrap it up here for kind of recording everything today. Let me just give you a quick recap here up here towards the house and what we just got done. Pump house pad has been poured now. I've started to work that a little bit. Again, not really too concerned about how that looks. Literally just gonna be holding our pump and filters and stuff like that. So I quick turned the trencher around. I got this last little bit here next to the pad, and then nice line back up there towards the shed. So got a whole ton accomplished today, and I'm super happy to get a lot of these big projects out of the way. So this weekend we got the sewer line hooked up to each of the first 3 cabins there, 1 through 3. That's all. It literally just needs to be just filled back in to cover over the line and stuff. We got rain coming tonight and tomorrow, so that's certainly going to help out with that and get underneath the pipe and just be able to support it and stuff. So pump house pad done, water line trench. The water line will be in here. Rebecca's down the hill right now, actually just kind of evening it out. And so we'll be able to get the water line in there. I'm gonna leave that exposed for the time being. I don't want to cover it up until I get all the junctions put in, all the T's put into the hose, because if I lay that in there, cover it back up, I'm not gonna be able to manipulate the hose left or right, which will make putting in those joints just infinitely more difficult. So I'll have the hose or have the pipe in the trench, but I won't fill it in here. I'm actually waiting on a piece or two, but it'll all be done relatively quickly as soon as the UPS guy gets here. What else? Yeah, pump house pad, this power trench for the pump house. It's been a very productive weekend. Really couldn't ask for much better weather and things like that. So we're gonna wrap this up here, get this out to you guys tonight, and then well, we'll be out here tomorrow working on something. We'll see you then.